never have played in the Europa League as he was playing was Dennis Bergkamp.
Yep.
And maybe a bit of a left field choice.
No, I mean, to be honest with you, I think I'm completely with you on Bergkamp. I think Bergkamp was I think again, we had that talk about Kevin De Bruyne and technical ability, and if this was a list based purely on technical ability, for me, Dennis Bergkamp has to be in there. Basically, some of the skills that he, the way he beat players, some of the goals were just. They defied. I want to say they defied logic, but to be honest, you just watch them go in and you watch some of the things he did with a football and think, how on earth has he done that? Like, you couldn't even dream of doing some of the things that Dennis Bergkamp actually did in real life. He was just a phenomenal footballer.
Yeah. How many years was he in the Prem?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about that ability to kind of drop off and fill space. I mean, he had that ability. He scored some really... I mean, you look at his kind of goals for Arsenal and you're like, as you say, some of them you're like, what? I can't believe you even thought about doing that, let alone have the audacity to attempt it and let alone pull it off. It's incredible. His first touch was unbelievable as well. You look at him, the ball fizzed into him, and the only one I think ever got close in terms of only the first touch, not in terms of all-round game, was Berbatov. You could just hit balls to him at seemingly any angle, and it would just caress and fall at his feet, and he'd move with it. He's a great footballer to watch. And you talk about players who always look like they had time. He always looked like he had time. It just looked too easy
I completely agree. I would also say as well for Bergkamp that he really kind of revolutionised the game in the sense that, he came in around Arsenal, just that the drinking culture was kind of just about to die. And, he turns up, they all wanted Mars bars and whatever, and he kind of turns up, Arsene Wenger signed him, and, he pulls out a banana and starts eating it, and all the players are like, who the fuck is this guy? And then as soon as they get on that training pitch, they know exactly what Dennis Bergkamp is about, and I kind of feel like he was in terms of players, he was very revolutionary in this, nutrition element of the game that we have now, where it's so focused on it, it's so important.
He loved bananas. We're giving him credit for that.
We're not just loving bananas, but it's just
that's not why he's made the list.
This was during a time where Matt Letizia would go and get an Egg McMuffin on his way to training.
Yeah, I get what you're saying about the professionality of the game. Is professionality a word?
His professionalism.
Professionalism is the word you're looking for.
Professionality. I like professionality. I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, I just think when you look at his vision, you talk about players with great vision. His passes then were just unbelievable. And I think probably for a centre forward, he's the first centre forward that was actually a good footballer as well as being a good kind of.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
I think
as I said, his technical ability was unreal.
They were more kind of just a goal scorer. That's all you did. He did everything. He was that. Good.
I don't want to be the resident stat goblin, but I'm going to be. How many goals do you reckon he got in his 11 years in the Prem? 10, 11 years?
Just under 100, I reckon.
Yeah, I'd agree. But
87.
Yeah, I'm going to say Dennis Bergkamp was so much more in goals for sure. I would say.
Yeah. No, I agree.
No, and I think it's a valid point you raised as I said before. Did he score enough? Maybe he didn't, but you look at the goals he did score of those 87.
Oh yeah,
there were some very good goals in there. And that Arsenal team was built around Dennis Bergkamp and Thierry Henry as a partnership, and they worked so well as a unit. Because he dropped off, Henry got in behind, and I mean that's why the Invincibles were the Invincibles. They had those two as the cornerstone.
It's almost like I don't want to go on a tangent here, but it's almost like people often get on to Firmino about his goal ratio or the number of goals he gets, and I think it's
a very similar comparison. Actually, I agree. I don't feel like he gets enough credit for how good a footballer he is and how much of a linchpin he is in that team for the way that Liverpool play. And Dennis Bergkamp was very similar, to be honest with you.
Similar, but miles better.
Obviously.
A different, different linchpin for the Arsenal team. Bergkamp was miles more important than Firmino is to Liverpool.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. Yeah. I do agree. I do think Firmino.
I agree. They're different calibers.
But yeah, no, 100%. I think Bergkamp deserves to be on that list. That's the final whistle. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Midtable Up Podcast. If you enjoy our top 10 lists, please make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Let us know what you would have done differently. If you watch this episode on YouTube, make sure to put your foot through that subscribe button and leave a like on the video, as well as follow us on Spotify and the Podcasts app to keep up to date with the series. Thank you very much. See you next time.